brought to you by Wisdom Yard Television. I am Odunayo Adelere. And with me this afternoon in the studio is...
I'm Ambassador Rochi Murillo. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all of us all over the world, wherever you're watching us.
One thank our sponsor, Nokpa Abbas, for always staying through. And one thank all our fans for always staying through to WYTV, for not leaving the television. You can join us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on X account, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram as well. You can join our WhatsApp community by dialing the number 070-1010-8549. You can bring in your advert. Let's make your product known to the world. And you can as well be a sponsor for any of the programs showing on WYTV. You know how we do it on this show, bring to you news and made to the top. We're going to short commercial break. When we come back, we discuss on the one we feel we should discuss. But you can also join us in the comment section while you drop your own comments and let's rub minds together. So on Punch Newspaper this afternoon, we have Dangote list refinery shares March, supplies petrol August. Creating more states won't solve Southeast problems at Bakuba. Man arrested for luring manual with 2,000 naira before defilement. On Vanguard newspaper, we have consumer spending down as Nigerians remain gloomy on economy. Trump assassination attempts, Tinubu, what leaders call shooting distasteful. Katsina elders blast federal government over insecurity, poverty, lesbianism, gay, bisexualism. Daily Post newspaper have, I'm supposed to be dead, Trump claims after assassination attempt. Dangote Refinery to commence full supply in August. Archie, government official panic, police on red alert over planned nationwide protest. These are the news that made it to the top today. Let's go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stop. Don't go nowhere, stay tuned, we'll be right back.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. The family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa Abba Mixture, the family's best bet.
With Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nokpa for management of power.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. That's our sponsor, Nokpa Abba. They deal with Nokpa Abba Mixture, Abba Co, Abba Tonic, Abba Bitters, Abba Flusher Powder, Abba Energy Powder. Whichever you need, you can send a DM or call the number 070-1010-8549 to place your order. Remember, there's a saying that says, health is wealth. Adorn your health with Abba, Nokpa Abba Mixture. So the first one on the list this afternoon says, Dangote Refinery to commence full supply in August.
Well, it's a good and welcome development to the whole Nigeria. And I believe if Dangote is bringing his fuel out by August, the price should be able to come down, because the crude oil per se is here from Nigeria. No more shipment of the crude oil outside Nigeria before bringing it back to the country again. So since Dangote is bringing out his supplying his PMX, let's see what the Nigerian government is going to do about the price.
When I saw this news, the first thing that came to my mind was Dangote came out, I think that was 2 months ago, May, that petrol will be sold by July 2024. But now it is in August again.
Maybe you know.
I don't know which one we are standing.
You know,
on.
there was part of the refinery that got a fire. Maybe it affected.
A memo came out from there and said it did not affect
the
any
area. It depends on the logistic problem. So let's see. June, July, August, I believe, is still around the corner.
Aliko Dangote, who is the owner of Dangote Refinery, has announced August 2024 as the new date to roll out full supply in the Nigerian market. Dangote disclosed this on Sunday while he was talking to journalists. He noted that it has resolved its crude oil supply issues with the help of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, and the Nigerian federal government. He stressed that the crude supply challenge was resolved last week after the federal government intervened. The journalists were on a guided tour of a 650,000 barrel per day refinery, which is located at Lekki Free Trade Zone in Lagos. Outside full supply, he said that the refinery's fertilizer units would resume production in 2 weeks. This would give farmers more access to fertilizer for their farm products. Ramping up production to reach 500 kpdp, that is KBDP, 15 crude cargoes a month. By next August, it will be 550 kbdp by end of the year, and then 650 kbdp by first quarter of 2025. But he said Dangote had earlier stated that the facility will kick off the supply of fuel in Nigeria in mid-July.
Mid-July, that was it.
I did read they are supposed
You know,
to commence today,
yes, you know, I told you maybe there was a delay in some areas of this thing. Now, when you look at the news said the crude oil issue supply has just been resolved last week when the federal government intervened. Automatically, the crude oil was not given to him in time. We read the news that Dangote had to go to the extent of buying crude oil outside Nigeria, while the government came out to say, okay, the crude oil they produce in Nigeria has been in exchange of the money they borrowed.
And I think one of the things that's actually standing as an obstacle is this percentage of a fee. Now, he said in a similar development, the company announced that NNPCL no longer has a 20% but a 7.2% stake. Instead
of 20%. Well, the body of the news was not revealed to us.
Will they allow this
to actually let's wait and see what the pregnant night will give back to.
Bringing somebody from 20% to 7.2%.
To 7%. It depends on the agreement between both of them. I believe the 20% has been made in agreement. Maybe there's some internal issue that is not well known to the whole Nigeria that makes it drop to 7.5%.
This is unplanned protest that is about to happen in Nigeria, July ending, August 1st to August 10th. And there is already panic. Government officials are panicking.
Why are they panicking?
Police red alerts over planned nationwide. No,
why is it
there's a saying that says in my diary that says something that has happened in your presence before, you would
not allow it to happen. Why? Then they should have done the right thing that we have had that protest. Do you know how long Nigeria has been crying, shouting that there is hunger in the land, which the government refused to yield to the yearning of the people? Now people were planning to protest now. It's protest against human rights. It's not against human rights.
They are not saying they are against the protest. They are just panicking because they knew
what has happened in the past.
And the police are on red alert. If these people want to go on a peaceful protest, I see nothing wrong in doing a peaceful protest. But our officials, the force parastatal, which is the police force, the Nigeria Air Force and all that, they want to make use of their power to stop all these things. And I think these people are actually fighting for them also indirectly, which they don't know. Now government officials are panicking.
Now, I saw a video on a TikTok this morning that went viral where a police officer was lamenting where they were being posted to. No roof, no shelter, and they were posted to that place at least to safeguard the people of those community. At the end of the day, no good provision were being provided to them. He was now calling on
those police officers that should now go against these people that want to show their
You see, they act on others. Their bosses that are up there. How many of their bosses that you see in Sambisa Forest?
See them all
how many of them do you see in Sambisa Forest going to the forest to fight bandits? They normally sit in the office, and they were the ones that are closer to the government that are enjoying the benefits of the government. So how do you expect them to go against those people that they are working for?
My point now is, you don't want to go against the people you are working for, and indirectly you are suffering.
You are suffering.
Okay, fine. People that are not into your profession, people that are not into the police profession, are trying to come out to even speak on your behalf, and they send you outside. Go and stop that protest, and you still go ahead.
Why won't they go? They obey the last command because
not using your own discretion. Let's do this way.
They are putting on that uniform. They should be able to obey the person that they work for, and they are sending them out to go and stop that protest. What I would want the Nigerian police force to do is that to talk to the government official to do the needful. Let me tell you this, no amount of what police might do that can stop a protest. Look at what happened in Kenya. Nobody ever thought it's going to happen in the history of Africa.
But
now,
ever since we've been talking about protest or no protest, I think the one that would forever leave a landmark in Nigeria and all over the country, should I say,
the one of
EndSARS, because nobody knew where it was coming from. Now those people want to go on protest August 1st to August 10th. They're already saying it out. Now they know they want to do the protest. But EndSARS protest just sprung up like...
If they are stopping the protests that people were planning for, what about the ones that they didn't plan for, that they just wake up one day and saw that people were all over the street? Who is going to stop it? And when you look at it, when they were celebrating this 25 years anniversary of democracy, a man, I've forgotten his name, came out to tell the president was there where he was directing the speech to the president, that you know single-handedly you have been the father of protest. You have been the one who has been funding protests. You gave them money to go and protest against so-called government. So are they now scared that some set of people are coming out to protest against them? Let them do the needful.
They've forgotten that it is wherever you go, you will reap. As Ashi bites harder, some Nigerian youth plan nationwide protest beginning from August 1st to August 10, 2024, according to what Daily Post gathered. The protest, which is currently gaining traction in the north and other parts of the country, is aimed at drawing the attention of government at all levels to the plight of the citizens. Daily Post reported that since the current administration took off in May 2023, when President Bola Tinubu announced the abolition of fuel subsidy, there has been an untoward hardship in the country. This has led to calls for the reversal of some policies of the government believed to have averted the hardship. Daily Post recalls that angry youth and women had on February 9, 2024, taken to the street of Minna, the Niger state capital, and Kano to protest the astronomical rise in prices of food and other essential commodities in the markets, even in the north that we feel things to be cheaper.
They're even lamenting about it.
Now, in a similar vein, some civil society groups, including the Take It Back movement, the Education Rights Campaign, the Coalition for Revolution, and Socialist Workers League, on June 12, protested against the surging cost of living, insecurity, and other challenges facing the nation. The protesters, who stormed the streets in some southern western states, wielded placards that had inscriptions like "President Tinubu, let the poor breathe," "Payment of living wage to all Nigerian workers now," "End insecurity," "Nationalize the power sector," and "Reverse fee hikes now," amongst others. Those were the things that were on the placards that these people brought out in Niger, which is in Minna and Kano. Now the planned August protest. The protest is scheduled to take place in the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Not even living.
Not even. Yes.
They are not leaving a stone unturned.
Let's see.
While some of the organizers, particularly from the northern region, remain anonymous, the 2023 presidential candidate of the African Action Congress (AAC), Omoyele Sowore, has been campaigning for the August protest via his social media handles. Sowore, who had led several protests in the country, said revolution will start in August, insisting that nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. Revolution now. That is the hashtag.
Well, Omoyele Sowore, you know, he has been known to be an activist. But let me tell you, the fact still remains. For you, as a government, to avert a protest, you must do the needful and make sure you do every possible best, everything in your power at least, to make the whole country conducive for people to do their business. When you look at the period of Ambode, the best governor so far in the history of Lagos, during this, during this democracy, the best governor so far that would have had in the history of Lagos is Ambode. Because Ambode really worked for the masses. This set of people that voted us, how are we going to be intimidated? How are we going to be victimizing them? So there are some things that he has to scrap away. And you know, once a governor came out to try to put some things in shape, those people that they feel that they are cabals and they are the set of people that campaign for him, believing that it is now their turn at least to be eating from the national national cake and they are unable to get what they are supposed to get. They'll be the one to go against the sitting governor. Have you ever seen anybody coming out against Babajide Sanwo-Olu? Because it's giving them what they want. Is this how we are going to continue in this country?
So before we continue, let's go on a short commercial break to our sponsor. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stop. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sweetheart. I can't afford to be late for this meeting.
Give me the same excuse every day.
I always tell you the truth every. You know I will never disappoint you.
Everyone needs a hero like Nokpa.
After Nokpa.
It is always Nokpa.
Nokpa for management of power.
So welcome back from our commercial break. That's our sponsor, Nokpa. You can place your advert. You can send your DM on 0701010854. You can as well be a sponsor. You can place your own order as well on that number. So the last but not the least, now, Katsina elders blast federal government over insecurity, poverty, lesbianism, gayism, bisexualism, and others.
They are coming out to blast the federal government on insecurity. I believe is a welcome idea.
Okay.
On poverty is also a welcome idea. But on the area of lesbianism and some gayism, the fault is not from the federal government.
It's from Busa.
Let me tell you this. Is there any law in this country?
Okay.
We have laws. Okay, let me say we have laws.
Yes, sir.
That didn't support lesbianism. Now, you're not telling me that federal government will be at everywhere. Were they the one? Can you tell me that the president will be at everywhere?
Sir,
the governor in question, what is he doing about it?
Sir.
He was the one that owns the state.
Sir.
He should be able to monitor the activities of that state. Why is he coming out to say the federal government should be blamed for that?
The federal government can be held responsible.
Well, as in, can you tell me?
If they make it into law.
If they make it into law.
Automatically,
yes. If the governor is coming out to say the federal government...
They are responsible.
Let me tell you this. We have lawmakers that are representing that state. He should call those lawmakers at least to forward the bills to the National Assembly. Isn't it?
Sir,
they can do that. If the bill is not forward, at the end of the day, they didn't approve it. Then you can now say the fault is coming from the federal government.
Sir, the fault is coming from the federal government. I will say it and I will say it all over again. Because this is a country whereby you make rules, different kind of rules come out. Why can't you bring the rules and regulation that binds the lesbianism, gayism, bisexualism, transgender, and
okay, do you know how many people
in Nigeria?
Last
Why are they
month,
not using those that
last month, do you know how many people that were being arrested? Is it because you have not been following their case? Do you know how many people that dressed like a woman that dressed like a boy or that dressed like a man that were being arrested?
The only thing that came out that I think Olumiwa Adejobi said is, if I decide to dress like a man, I can't be arrested for it. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. If you decide to dress like a woman, because people came out then that Bobrisky should be arrested.
Let me tell you this. People with different opinion. And the governor in question has a role to play. I could remember some years back in this Lagos where this dressing of a woman, which is normally called Shabaden, that the governor has to enforce that anybody seen wearing that kind of cloth should be torn, which was effective in Lagos. You understand? It wasn't the federal government that came out to do the law, that makes the law. In his own state, he has a right and capacity within his care to control his own state. What he wants from the state, from his people.
If he knows he has the right to control what happens in his state, then why is he now blaming the federal government?
On the issue of security, he owns the state. He has his own power. He has his own power to tell the security personnel. Anybody that is found guilty, though we have the law that is binding us that anybody that is found guilty should be charged to court, from the court can be charged to the prison or life sentence. He must be the one to enforce the law in the state. When he now enforce the law, if the federal government is coming to intervene that the law is too harsh on people, then he will now come out, he cannot come out to blame the federal government.
Katsina State Elders Forum, KSEF, has expressed concerns over the federal government's handling of security, economic hardship, and the purported lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT policies. KSEF criticized the federal government's lackluster response to the unending threat from bandits, lamenting that over the persistent threat to life across 12 local governments in the state. The Forum Secretary Malam Ali Mohammed at the press briefing detailed the severe challenges facing Katsina State, calling for urgent federal intervention. We have tried as much as possible and have complained severally to the federal government to complement what the state government is doing to protect lives and property in our dear state. The federal government has not lived up to expectations. These hoodlums keep on killing our people, burning their properties, claiming their farms, and destroying their houses. While lamenting over the dire situation, Ali expressed concern over the safety of residents and travelers in the state. He also questioned the inaction of 2 Ministers of Defense who happen to be from the north. If you are traveling, you are not sure of coming back. If you leave home, you are not sure of coming back to meet your people safe. And it is really unfortunate that the so-called defense ministers are from the north. We don't know what they are doing. They have not done enough to protect the north. And it is unfortunate that these killers are only in the part of the country.
The governor himself didn't know what he is doing because there are some measures that he needed to take. Let me tell you this. Will I blame? For instance, now if I rent a house, the landlord has his own law within his capacity that this is what he wants in his house. Failure, no, okay, let me say, will I come out and say, okay, I'm blaming the landlord for the failure to train my children at school, to train my wife? He has his own law that is binding the whole house. Likewise, I may have my own law that is binding my apartment that was being rented from him.
Okay.
You don't get what I'm saying. Let him try as much as possible. Let him charge all the security chiefs within his state that this is what I want. Failure to do that, maybe they were hacking or maybe they were yielding out to the instruction of their boss at the federal level. Then he cannot come out to say the federal government is to be put to blame.
Are you trying to say he has not done that before?
I don't know.
He came out.
Then he should have.
It is not even the governors that
he should have mentioned it.
The elders of the state.
He should have mentioned it if he has done that. The elders of the state will not just come out and begin to blame the state governor because they know the consequence of blaming the state governor.
Okay. All right, we've come to the end of the show today. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, on YouTube, on X account, on TikTok, on Instagram, at Wisdom Yard online television. You can also join our WhatsApp community on 07010108549. This is where we'll be putting STOP stuff for today's news review. I remain my humble self, Odunayo Adilere. Thank you, Ambassador Oluwarotimi, for joining. And our sponsor, Nokpa, I've also say a very big thank you to you. So we'll come again on your screen. Be good and be fine. Bye for now.